Welcome to MW19 in big 2026. So now I don't know why this game is popping off. Maybe because it's £5 on Steam, or people just want a different variety of games. I meant by Call of Duty games, because last Black Ops 6, 7, oh my god. The last Black Ops 6 or 7 have been lately shit. As you can see in the player base, Call of Duty was on 20k and MW19 was on 50k, which is a bit of a disgrace from Activision themselves. But yeah, this is a game I grew up with playing in the COVID days, and as you can see by the stats, I played a lot, and I do mean a lot. Most of it was search and destroy, but sometimes I just play TDM just to kill time. So now some people do not like this game at all, as it bring skill-based matchmaking, it bring all the microtransactions that they are still selling in the stores, and these are so old. I do remember a lot of these are so old, which did ruin the gameplay a little bit. However, just playing the game and just taking the feel of the movement, it is slower than Black Ops 6 or 7. Feels like this game has an identity, and launch into a match of TDM domination. If you go into search, there's probably going to be cheaters, but this is my first game on. I did do some of my settings. I did notice that this game is super optimized and it looks amazing. I've been getting 300 frames on high settings without any issues, and in Black Ops 6 or 7 and even like MW3, I was getting like shit ass frames and the game looks grayed out. Oh no, first game on, I'm not playing that map. I do remember that map is ass, bro. I hate playing that shitty ass map. First game on and we get that shitty cave map. Holy shit. So even with the new blackout mode out, nobody's caring, nobody plays. Some people like the blackout, good for them, but I don't like it. I rather have like an MW19 version of MW4. Now this, I do have a feeling this is like some strategy Activision are doing to make people get engaged into Modern Warfare again, so they made the game £5 or $6. I was about 15 years old, right, playing this game, and now I'm 21. Fucking hell. So we got Atlas Superstore, and this is one of my favorite maps that I've played in the game. Now I did have other footage, but my PC had other ideas and started crashing. It crashed like 3 times when I was playing the game. It crashed in this clip specifically at the end of this game, as I was gonna drop a nuke on these guys, like someone tried to DDoS me or something. But my PC is just acting up, and I don't know if it's my hard drive or my SSD or my GPU, but enough of the PC crap. This game is amazing. So this game really feels responsive. It feels, the gameplay is good, the movement is decent, the maps are alright, the graphics are amazing, the optimizations is amazing. Like, how can you make a game look so beautiful yet run so smoothly? Now I don't know what Activision have done. They might have laid off these developers that worked on this game before, and therefore that's why we have the washed out, unoptimized crap, just like Black Ops 6 and 7, including MW3. MW3 was washed out as well. It was pretty washed out. The gameplay was good, the maps were good, even though half of them or more of them were remastered of originals. The gameplay was good, however it was washed out. Like, there was no depth, there was no contrast, it just felt weird. So now a lot of people hate this game, they despise this game, they flipping hate it. I do agree with them partially, because this game was the first Call of Duty to have skill-based matchmaking and have those microtransactions implemented into Call of Duty. Now this is why people are blaming MW19 for having lots of transactions, rainbow, butterfly, unicorn skins. That's just Activision's fault, to be honest, because there's no rainbow crap. I mean, there is some weird anime skins in this game, however they're not crazy, they're not like Beavers and Buttheads and Family Guy and weird unicorn, how about to say a word there I shouldn't say, weird unicorn shapes but this game feels authentic. This game does feel like it was created by developers that actually had a passion to Call of Duty. That's why this game feels authentic, unlike Black Ops 6 or 7, because those games were partially made with AI slop. Activision during the Modern Warfare 3 era, I believe Microsoft laid off workers, not Activision themselves, and they basically replaced them with AI crap. Now, the only thing I do hate about Infinity Ward is that they do not listen to the community whatsoever, and they just post stuff on Twitter like every 6 months. They're like completely dead, they're like a ghost, and they just post things that we do not want and just put it out there like we're dogs underneath a dining table, and they're Activision or Infinity Ward are just trying to feed us. So Infinity Ward or Treyarch? I think Sledgehammer, and the reason is the latest version of Sledgehammer was MW3, and they did a pretty good job on that game. I mean, it did look a little bit washed out in terms of graphics, but in terms of gameplay, it was very good. Now, the game they created, Vanguard, was a bit shit. Vanguard was a shit game. When I was playing Vanguard, that's when I started getting depressed. Just playing Vanguard. Vanguard is honestly one of the worst games I've ever played, worse than Cold War, even though Cold War took 6 months to develop because of COVID, and still looks better than this AI slop from Black Ops 6 and 7. Oh my days. Anyways, I don't know what's wrong with these games that just look washed out, and I don't know why we can't disable anti-aliasing, why they're forcing us to use anti-aliasing or FSR or some upscaler. Let's just turn off. Why's the game paused? But my game crashed. This is where I can't play guys, this is where my game crashed. I was about to drop a nuke, AMD, River Tuner and MSI Afterburner do not go together. MW19, I still think this game is for it's like a strategy of it's just Activision just want to get intel on how it would perform if we just put this game out for £5 or $6 and seeing if people actually like MW4, because apparently it's going to be like this game, even though Ghost of Hope said it will be like MW2. Activision had to shut him down by putting up a cease and desist. Now, do I think MW4 would be good? And to be honest, I don't really know. So it might be good, but I just think people won't just buy it. It may be a good game, but just people just won't like it. They're not going to play it. I mean, GTA 6 is going to come out, and that's going to dominate the whole battlefield when it comes to gaming. And yeah, this MW4 is going to have a rough time. So it might be good, it might not be good. There's still going to be skill-based matchmaking. Therefore, people are still not going to be buying it. But Black Ops 7, when it first released, did horrendous, worse than World at War, which was at 2008, and that's because Black Ops 6 was showing a lot of hype before it was released with the Omni movement and stuff like that, and just Treyarch just left us under the bus. A lot of hackers were in rank. Game was just out of place. The game was just not authentic at all. We had beavers and buttheads in some Cold War era. We had stupid rainbow skins in this game. We had so many random crap in the game. And I forgot to mention about MW19. The sound is amazing. Because the reason why I forgot, because my DaVinci crashed like 50 times, so I had to redo the audio again. So the sound, the PA compared to the PA in Warzone, current Warzone, sounds so different. It sounds like the MW19 version sounds way scarier. The gun sounds feel way scarier, like you're actually in a war. Like, I remember killing 2 people on a staircase and I just hear them tumbling down the stairs. Just felt like it's realistic. Felt like I actually killed those guys and it's tumbling down the stairs. And it's a weird thing to say, but it gives that realism that we do need in Call of Duty. It gives that authentic vibes that we do need in Call of Duty, especially Modern Warfare, which is more prone to being realistic compared to Black Ops or Treyarch, which is more of an arcadey game. Modern Warfare started this crappy skill-based or Infinity Ward started this crappy skill-based matchmaking, and people don't like it. Now, I will say the TTK in this game is a little too fast. However, having a game with a low TTK means there's going to be less stackers, and in Warzone there's a lot of stackers, and you can't really kill two at the same time compared to MW19 where all the OG Warzone. I remember wiping out a whole squad with the H4 Blixen, and that gun had a high damage per mag, and the TTK was crazy on that gun. And that's because the low TTK on the game means that you will die faster. And if people are complaining, oh, but there's a bigger skill gap in having a higher TTK because you have to flick on the enemy and start tracking on them. I mean, to be honest, there's no skill gap in Call of Duty at all because of the aim assist. The rotational aim assist is broken. It makes a plat player aim like a fucking iridescent player. It also makes it harder to detect if someone is using a Cronus. If we had lesser aim assist, people be ramping up their Cronuses even more. Therefore, it'll make their aim look more shaky if they know how to correctly use rotational aim assist and just no basic map knowledge. But if you have a high TTK, just don't get shot in the first place. That's another skill. Just like in Valorant CSGO where the TTK is 0. Getting one shot in the head with an AK, you're dead. In this game, the headshot multiplayer is just nothing. Headshot multiplayers in Call of Duty hasn't really been a thing, so rewarding those high skill players with the headshots is not a thing in Call of Duty. And would I say this game is shit? And I would not say this game is not shit. Some people, like, I've been watching a lot of Nero Cinema and I do agree with a lot of things this guy says, but his take on Modern Warfare 2019 is a little too much. I'll be honest, there's worse games out there than MW19. This is a game that kind of revived Call of Duty as it was dying. I mean, Activision had to pull out a quick, you know, oh, here's COD 4 remastered if you don't want to play Infinity Ward. They're never gonna do that again. Well, I hope they do, because I would like an MW2 remastered multiplayer, not just campaign. I don't know, that's a scummy move as well from Activision, just giving us campaign. And I do understand where Nero Cinema gets his point about, because this game is the first game that introduced skill-based matchmaking. Now, I don't really know about this guy, because I do watch him and he does get a high ping, and I don't know why, and he says he blames on skill-based matchmaking, but I never had that issue. Even with skill-based matchmaking, having a high ping, maybe it's just an American thing, but having a high ping because of skill-based matchmaking, that never happens to me. And I've been playing this game a lot, even in the latest COD, I've been playing this game a lot. So sometimes I'll get into these Saudi servers and, you know, I'm playing at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning. I do understand that, because the game is fucking dead. Nobody's playing on Europe. I mean, there's these French players, but nevertheless, this game is really good. And if you haven't tried it out, I would suggest you trying it out, because it's only £5, only £6. It's not going to hurt the bank. Just try it out. If you don't like it, refund it, or Steam. If you refund it within 2 hours of playtime, you can get a refund. It's MW19 is your first COD and you don't really like it because you're not good at it or something, because it does take time for you to get good at COD at a new game that you haven't played before. Even though if it's still the same genre, just aim and shoot, it still takes time to learn the map knowledge and the spawns and everything. So you might get better in the future and end up liking the game. But that's all I have right now in terms of gameplay, because my PC had other ideas. Decided to crash out, or it's probably just MSI Afterburner, just making my life hell with AMD. So I may have missed some other things or important details about this game, and if I did, please leave it in the comments below. That's all I have to say for MW19. This game is great. I don't know why the hate is there. The player base is showing success, unlike the newer CODs. By the way, this new COD includes Warzone, MW3, MW2, Black Ops 6 and 7, and just Warzone. And that's only 20k players, and that's just a disgrace. And this singular game is beating it. Oh, just stay here. Oh, fuck. Ouch. Damn, that was a crazy batch of shipment.